my goal here is to just give you a really basic understanding of kind of what makes up an HTML document. Not to go very in-depth in 10 minutes, obviously, but I just think it's something that's pretty easy to learn, so I might as well contribute it to you. So the first little thing I typed is HTML, and it's in little caret bracket things on both sides. Let's see if, yeah, there, perfect. And so that is kind of how we start the HTML document. Actually, above that is something doc type, but I don't need to do that because I don't quite understand what makes it up all the way. And I'll gotta find my button is send. Okay, so that's on the screen now. So we typed less than HTML greater than, and this whole thing, this whole from here to here. Oh, I'm not on draw mode. From here to here is called a tag. Okay, and it's something that has little carets around it. That's about all you need to know, I think. And this is the opening tag, to be specific. And opening. I need my pen. Opening. And a closing tag would have a slash in front, like a backslash. But I'll get to that in a second. The next opening tag that you would commonly put on an HTML document is head, which stands for header or heading, and I guess I'll just leave that in green. That works. And it's worth mentioning that white space doesn't really matter in HTML. I could put it here, I could put it here, I could put some spaces, or skip another line. It doesn't really matter. The extra spaces and tabs kind of just go unnoticed by your browser, like Firefox or Internet Explorer, whatever you have, and it ignores that stuff. So what we're doing, I guess I should step back a moment, is we are preparing just plain text, just like if you open up Notepad, the most basic word editor thing that you have. Notepad in Windows, I don't know, Emacs, just something really simple. And we just type these things in and save it as, instead of dot .word or whatever, it would be .html, the file extension, and then the browser, the Firefox or Google Chrome, would take this document and it would open it up and hopefully display a web page. That's our goal. Like, we're building our own web page just by writing these little instructions. So we haven't really written anything yet. We just said, hey, look, this is an HTML document. That's what the first one says. And then this one says, we're now talking about the header. And header isn't like the top of a page. The header in HTML is what doesn't get displayed, I guess. So I'm just going to go ahead of time and write the closing tag for the header. That's what that's going to look like, and I'll give myself some room because we're actually going to fill it with stuff. Okay, so this begins the header, and this is the end of it. I'll draw this out a little bit. From here to here is like a separate section of it, and the entire thing is HTML. I think you'll see when I actually fill this in more of what it looks like. So for the next line, I'll do it in blue because I think that'll look nice. Maybe blue's a little hard to read. How about purple? Okay. And then the next, or the important thing that goes inside of the header is a title, and that's like if you have it open in your web browser, or the end user, I guess, has it open in their web browser, whoever's going to look at the web page, that's what shows up on the little tab at the top, or what shows up at the top. It's just a little reminder of what you're looking at. It'll say title Parker's website, or whatever it is that you're doing. And again, white space doesn't matter. Maybe I'll put a space there. Maybe I won't. I think I won't. And so there's over here we have the beginning of the title tag, and then of course we have to close it. I say of course, but I just told you that. And so we write /title. And so this whole thing, everything that's purple, is the title section. There's probably a better word than section, but I'll put that right inside. I'll nestle that inside the header. And then this won't be displayed on the screen. It'll be read by the browser and put, up at the top. If you have, I'll pick a good, whoops, that's not what I wanted. Okay, pen, and then I'll draw sort of the browser window. Up at the top it'll say Parker's website. And then whatever we write in the body section, which I have yet to even bring up here, I'll get yet another color, light blue. We will, no, I said light blue. There. We will get a body. And the body, I said that the header is everything that doesn't show up on the screen. The body is everything that does show up on the screen. Isn't that simple? So inside the body, we have a few options of what we can do. One thing is we can just start typing words without any more tags. Remember, tags are just the beginning or the end, or the things that show what's going on. So inside the body, we can just write, hello. Oh, I'm having a terrible time typing. Hello and welcome. Maybe I'll capitalize the H even to be really fancy. So we can just put right in there, hello and welcome. And then what'll that do when the user or the viewer tries to open this in their web page? It'll just write at the top, in my pen, hello and welcome. It'll be a lot smaller than this on the screen, but that's the gist of what happens here. And then to close it off, we have /body. You might have even seen that coming. For every opening tag, we need a closing tag. So we write /body, and that wraps up our body. And then, just to be really consistent, I will close the header tag, just so I'm not lying to you anymore. Or, not that one, I mean /HTML, because that's the only thing that we don't have two of. We have the opening header tag, closing header tag, we opened body, we closed body, and now we need to close HTML. And to make it consistent, I'll draw it in yellow and put it right there. So this is technically a website. I just typed you up a website while I was talking. No problem. It's not a very good website. It won't help anybody learn anything just to say hello and welcome to my blank page. But this is just a quick introduction of the basic kind of anatomy of a web page. And I want to show you one more thing, is hello and welcome. We could call that a paragraph, even though it's only one sentence, and I don't know, it doesn't have a verb. But let's say it was a paragraph. Let's say that we typed, hello and welcome to my wonderful website. I want you to come look at all my cool things. We typed up a whole thing. And then we would call that a paragraph. And the way that we write a paragraph, or the way that we tell the browser, hey look, this is a paragraph, is, let me find it, there's a good color, is we put a little P tag. And again, I could, squeeze this in line. I could hit return and push everything down, but since I already have it drawn, I'm just going to do it this way. So the way to read this is it opens the HTML tag, that stays open, and then inside of the HTML we have this, and then that one closes, and then we open up a body, and then inside of body we have a paragraph. And I'll send that, and I'll have to be consistent and close the paragraph tag. And then, where do I put this? Before I put it in, kind of think about this. Does it go here? That's a logical point. It has symmetry, oh, it's next to body, it's next to body, it encapsulates everything. But the problem with that is that if we read it from top to bottom and from left to right, we say, I'll skip down to here, we say we open a body tag, we open a paragraph tag, and then we put some content, and then we closed the body tag, and then we close the paragraph tag. And that's not strictly correct. We have to close the paragraph tag first. So if I can put this here, or I could also squeeze it in. It would also, well, I can't move that one anymore, But, you know, if I squeezed it in between, and if I squeezed this one in between body and hello on this line, that would work. I could also put it right here, because like I said, the white space and the how it looks on the page doesn't really matter. That's what these things are for. Because the white space doesn't matter, we have to use these things. So now I open the body tag. I'll have to draw this out. I open a body tag. Need my pen again. So it's like I have the body tag here, and then inside of that I have the paragraph. So, paragraph and body. So I hope I'm not belaboring this point and talking too much about it, but to be strictly correct HTML, it has to have this format. And then also I should say, I don't even know what color to use, but inside the paragraph, you know, inside the paragraph right here is the actual content. And it would display with or without the paragraphs tags, but it makes it a little, it's just better practice kind of. It doesn't really help much. But there's the content. And content, I hope you know, is just, you know, whatever words you want to tell people. The content is your message to the viewer. So we have, I'll highlight again, I'll put paragraph goes, paragraph contains all of this stuff. It contains pretty much the same thing as the content, and then the body is a little bit bigger. The body goes from here to here. And the HTML tag obviously contains everything else. So inside of this, I guess to complete my diagram, I'll draw a big HTML. That's what this is. HTML tag. And then inside that we have the header. This is, you know, just sort of a conceptual drawing of what's going on, because I'm kind of doodling all over this one. But there's the header, and then inside that we have a title tag. Title. And the title tag also contains content. Or there's probably a better word than content. That's not a super strictly correct word. But I think this gives you a pretty good idea of kind of how the nesting structure works, and how to open a tag and close a tag. So I think I'll call that enough for this lesson.